Hello. Today we're going to learn about break and continue statements in Python. Loops are powerful because they allow us to repeat actions multiple times. But sometimes we need more control over how the loop runs. That's where break and continue come in. Let's start with break. The break statement is used when we want to stop a loop entirely. When Python encounters break, it exits the loop immediately, even if the loop condition is still true. Here's a simple example. Imagine we have a loop that prints numbers from 1 to 10. We write, while I is less than or equal to 10, print I. But here's the key part. If I becomes 4, use break. This means that as soon as I reaches 4, Python stops the loop completely, and no further numbers are printed. Now let's talk about continue. The continue statement is different. Instead of stopping the loop, it skips the current iteration and moves to the next one. Let's take an example. We start with I equals 1. While I is less than or equal to 5, increase I by 1. Now if I is equal to 4, use continue. This means that when I becomes 4, Python skips the print statement for that step and moves to the next number. The result? The loop prints 1, 2, 3, 5, but 4 is skipped. Now let's practice. Let's print numbers from 1 to 5, but stop when we reach 3 using break. Start with I equals 0. While I is less than or equal to 5, print I. If I is equal to 3, use break. Since the loop stops at 3, it prints 0, 1, 2, and 3, but nothing after that. Now let's try continue. Print numbers from 1 to 5, but skip the number 3. Start with I equals 0. While I is less than or equal to 4, increase I by 1. If I is equal to 3, use continue. This means Python skips the print statement when I is 3, but continues with the rest. So, the loop prints 1, 2, 4, 5, but 3 is missing. Now let's try something more interesting. Let's print only even numbers between 1 and 10. For every number in this range, if the number is odd, use continue to skip it. Otherwise, print the number. Since only even numbers are printed, the output is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Now let's reverse this and print only odd numbers between 1 and 10. For every number in this range, if the number is even, use continue to skip it. Otherwise, print the number. This time the output is 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Let's do some more exercises. Let's print numbers from 1 to 10, but stop when we reach 7. Start with I equals 0. While I is less than or equal to 10, print I. If I is equal to 7, use break. So the loop stops at 7, and nothing after 7 is printed. Now let's try the same thing, but skip 7 instead of stopping. Start with I equals 1. While I is less than or equal to 9, increase I by 1. If I is equal to 7, use continue. This means Python skips 7, but prints all other numbers. Now let's try something different. Let's keep asking the user for numbers and adding them together. If the sum reaches 30 or more, stop and print the final sum. Since we don't know how many numbers the user will enter, we use a while loop. Start with sum equals 0. Ask the user to enter a number. Keep adding the number to the sum. If the sum reaches 30, print my sum is 30 and stop. Let's do another example. We'll ask the user to enter a 5-digit ID, 1 digit at a time. But if the user enters a negative number, we'll stop and show a warning. For every number entered, if it's negative, print invalid input, enter only positive numbers, and stop. Otherwise, continue until 5 numbers are entered. Finally, let's check if a number is even or odd using a loop. For numbers between 2 and 9, if the number is even, print found an even number. Otherwise, print found an odd number. This helps classify numbers based on whether they are even or odd. So today, we learned about break and continue statements in Python. We saw how break can stop a loop immediately when a condition is met. We saw how continue can skip a specific step without stopping the entire loop. That's it for today's lesson. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you in the next one.